locking down your router so that communication does not get outside of your router is important, although it's going to be different. Whoops. It's going to be different for every single environment because routers are completely different. All right, so I've drawn here just real briefly a picture of your house, and I'm sure you recognize your house here. And you're in here, or your family member is in here, right? And they're sitting at the computer. Whoopsie daisy. And you're a little bit crooked. You're sitting at the computer, right, on your chair, right? All right. So you don't come to me for my artistic abilities, right? It's the humorous drawings that I do, right? And you're sitting here just having a great old time on your computer surfing the big bad internet, all right? And or worse, your family members are doing that, right? So whatever the case, this is happening in your home. You're searching the internet. So when you go from your computer on the internet and you go out, what happens is inside of your house, we'll just put a really big one here. It's not this big in real life. You have what they call a router. And this router actually comes from some sort of telephone pole here. We'll just put pole. All right, that you get your internet through. This is who you get the internet through. And then from this here, it goes out over here and then kind of goes across the internet and finally ends up here inside of the internet. And then somebody else here on the other end, right, they get theirs to their router, and then they get their computer and get their information on their computer as well. So whatever, right, you understand that the router here, and the key, the message here that we're talking about is the router itself, this piece right here. So your computer connects directly to your router, and for some of you this may be like a cable box or a DSL perhaps, or any number, maybe it's a satellite like we have, something, right? So you're connecting out to the internet here, and this is how you're getting onto the internet. You're actually getting onto the internet via your router. Okay, so now that we understand that, let's go back to the previous screen here and talk about securing that router. There are a lot of things you can do within a router, and I'm showing you a Netgear example of an old router picture that I use in my test environment. But you can lock down your router, and most of the interfaces are very similar. So you'll want to come in here, and I apologize, there is some inappropriate material here in the next screen when we go to block sites. So I'm going to go there quickly and try to go ahead and mask out some of that, but I think you're going to get the idea. So you're going to go in and find something under content filtering. Remember, your interface may look a little bit different. Just kind of poke around a little bit and look for blocked sites. Blocked sites. So I've gone ahead and selected my blocked sites here, and you're going to see here keyword blocking. I always want it on. Okay, and you can actually type in a domain here, and then I want to block any site that contains these words or domain names. And you can see there's lots of them in here, and I'm not going to show you the details of them, but I think you can get the drift. In addition, you can allow certain IP addresses to go to those block sites. We don't implement that here. That is how you block at the router level. Now remember, the router is very limited and lots of stuff gets through it. So tune into the other videos for DNS tables, net nanny, and other precautions that you can take to secure your home.